To this class, basically. Today we're going to do an IELTS. Does anyone know what we're doing today? IELTS?
Writing.
That's writing, okay. Now, in this IELTS writing class, I'm going to be trying to teach you something that I noticed in the essays that I saw yesterday, okay? So today we're going to try and look at task achievement. Now, obviously, that's nothing new. It's one of the most difficult parts of IELTS writing. So it's worth us focusing on that, all right? So that's what we're doing. Today is a class all about task achievement. And if you look at my document here,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. Fantastic. All right. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to focus on task achievement. We're going to read the criteria today. All right. Then, after we've analysed the criteria, we'll be asking ourselves this question. What is blank? And if you analyse the criteria well with me, you'll be able to tell me, okay? Then I'm going to give you some examples. And then we'll probably just start to write a letter together, okay? Or at least analyse some letters. Okay. So let's start actually by just talking in general about IELTS writing. Let me ask Mihaela, do you know much about IELTS writing?
No, I don't know much.
Okay, so we should review the basics then, shouldn't we? What are the criteria, guys, for IELTS writing? Can anyone tell me?
Task achievement.
Task achievement. Obviously what we're studying today. What are the other ones?
Cohesion and coherence.
Good. So, Andrew, you don't answer the next one. Coherence. I just want to test everyone's understanding. So Ian, I know Ian's very good, but does he know all the criteria? Probably does. Ian?
Lexical resource.
Right, we did this yesterday, didn't we? Lexical resource. And the last one, Mihaela, I bet you can guess this. Begins with G.
Grammar.
Grammar. It's
structure, I don't know.
It's range and accuracy. So good grammar, bad grammar. Okay, so these are the 4 IELTS criteria. You guys need to get a 6.5 to pass, right? So let me just give you some tips on this. You're probably, all of you, going to get 6 in grammar, right?
Yeah.
The reason is they set the bar so high. I think the sentence is frequently error-free sentences. That's level 7. Level 7, okay? Now, I'm sure some of you are capable of doing that, but not always, okay? So let's assume you're going to get a 6. All right, that's still a good score. Lexical resource, what does that mean? Shani, can you tell me, what does it mean, lexical resource?
Lexical resource means to using a range of paraphrasing. Yeah,
using a range of paraphrasing. That would be more like cohesion and coherence, actually. Using resource is, yep, go on.
Using words, special words, I don't know.
It's vocab and phrases, yeah. Right, so for example, if you use, someone give me a big word. Like, I'll give you one here now, ammunition. Right, ammunition. That's a good word, right? You would get marks in lexical resource for that. Does anyone have a nice word that they like? A nice, big, long English word? Andrea, have you got one? I'm sure you do.
Deforestation.
Deforestation, well, I like it, right? So there's loads, there's deforestation. Shahani, what's yours?
I'm not sure.
Okay, well, long words like deforestation. You should start to get microphone off for 1 second. Start to get interested in vocabulary, guys. Start now, getting interested in the meanings of words and learning new ones. Be very careful when you learn them. Go slowly, because if you learn a word incorrectly, that's just an error in your essay, right? But you know, you should have a favorite English word. Think about that, all right? Also phrases, right? One of my favorite English phrases is when it rains, pause. I guess it's kind of an idiom, right? That's more like an idiom, but that's one of my favorite phrases. When it rains, it pours. Does anyone know what that means?
No.
Anyone? When it rains, it pours. It's a really nice little phrase. Someone have a guess. Don't be so shy. Come on, guys. Let me ask Sophia. Could you put your microphone on? No? Sophia said she had some problems. Ian, could you put your microphone on, please, Ian?
Yes, sir.
This is like a kind of metaphor, right? Do you
Yes.
think it's good? Is raining good or bad? Good or a bad thing?
In terms of your sentence, I think it's a good one.
And well, actually, so it means a bad thing. Okay, so when it rains, i.e., when bad things happen, what does pause mean? Andrea, do you know what pause means?
Yeah, but I don't know how to explain.
Show you guys. This is my glass, right? I'm gonna pour some water.
Yeah.
Pour, to pour.
Flowing.
Yeah, like a big flow. So Shahani, what
Flow
does it
rapidly.
mean? What does it mean when it rains, it pours? What do you think that means?
If it's a bad thing, meaning if bad things happen, more bad things will come.
Almost. It's a bit more like this. It's like when bad things happen, sometimes they all come together at once, right? Sometimes I don't know, it's hard to even explain it. Sometimes let's get rid of this. They all happen at once, or it all happens strongly, or it happens a lot, something like that. Let's say one bad thing. Okay. So phrases in terms of IELTS, you need to get into phrases. What sort of phrases do I always say in IELTS you should use? For example, what should you say at the very beginning of your essay? Paragraph 2, I always give you a linking phrase. Does anyone remember what it is?
First and foremost.
First and foremost, okay? So there's your lexical resource. This is the kind of stuff you need to do. Now, coherence and cohesion, we talked about that last class. Can someone just quickly tell me what that means?
A good structure.
Good structure to the essay, good. And what else? Anyone else? Shahani, remember we talked about this? Ian, we talked about this in the past. What does coherence mean? Remember we talked about referencing?
The flow.
Flow's good. Ian?
Usage of cohesive devices.
Cohesive devices like? Give me an example.
For example.
Right, I like it. Yeah, good, clever. Right, so little phrases that help your essay to focus together. Now, guys, you should be looking to get a 7 in your lexical resource. Okay, you're getting a 6 in your grammar. That's fine. Probably native speakers might get a 6. You want to get a 7 in your lexical resource. You want to get a 7 in your cohesion and coherence. And what do we want to get in task achievement, guys? What should we aim for?
8.
8, yeah. Well, yeah. Actually, yeah. Something like 8. That's a. You know, I was going to say 7, but task achievement is not grammar. It's not English language ability. It's just your thinking. Okay, so you should be aiming for an 8. Who said that?
Michaela.
Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so we're going to aim for an 8 in task achievement. Now, what is task achievement? Anyone tell me? What is it?
Answering the question we have in the task.
Answering the question, okay. Is it just that? Is that the only thing? It is kind of answering the question. know Sophia can answer this, but I don't know if she's got a good connection. Sophia? Okay, so we've got answering the question. Anything more than that?
Clear
So if
overview.
Say again?
A clear overview.
Clear overview, yeah. Things like, so it starts to be like, that's in task 1, right? Having a clear overview of the diagram. Very, very important. Okay, anything else before I start to tell you specifically? Come on, you all have ideas about this. It means a clear overview in task 1. It means answering the question. What else does it mean? Task achievement.
And
to achieve the task.
Covering all sufficient information regarding
Yes. Exactly. So
Yeah.
if it asks me to, if I say, tell me 2 good things about apples, and you
you
only tell
provide
me 1,
2.
you've got to give me 2. Right. This is kind of
Yes.
task achievement. Now, I want to show you guys this. What is this, please, Michaela? Have you seen this before?
No.
Okay. This is the criteria that they use to mark your essay. I'm sure some of you have seen this before. Maybe Andrea, have you seen this?
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't want to spend too long today really the language is quite complicated. But you can see here there's coherence, cohesion, task achievement, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy. And then you've got the levels here, right? Okay. So, but we're going to focus, we're not learning this today, we're learning task achievement. So I'm interested in this here, all right? And I want you to look a bit more closely at what it says. You know, like when teachers, they tell you one thing or they tell you another thing. I'm just going to show you, this is the criteria, right? There's no magic solution for IELTS writing. They don't tell you how you should do it. They just have this. All right, so let's look at band 8 and 7. Let's read them together. I want you guys to notice something, right? Because this is one of the most important things about task achievement. So, Shahani, could you read this here?
Yes. Sufficiently addresses all parts of the task.
Okay, so that's what you
Presents-
said. That's what you said, isn't it? That's like
Yes.
completing all of it. Good. And can you
Yes.
read this one as well?
Presents a well-developed response to the question with relevant, extended, and supported ideas.
Okay. Andrew, could you just read this first one here?
Addresses all parts of the task, presents a clear position throughout the response, presents, extends, and supports main ideas, but there may be a tendency to overgeneralize or supporting ideas may lack focus.
Good. Now, Andrea, we already said, didn't we, that you've got to do all of the task, haven't you?
Yes.
And you've also got to present, you've got to give like an overview, like Shahani said. You've got to give a clear position throughout the response, right? But what's this thing here? I'm interested in this. Could you tell me, what is this? Presents, extends, support.
To give examples and arguments.
Examples and arguments. Good. What are the key words here, guys? These are both the same. Can anyone tell me? I want you to give me, look at both of these and tell me key words. Keywords means important words, right? Ian or Shahani or Michaela. What are the most important words here?
Well-developed responses.
Well-developed. Good. Anything else?
Relevant.
Relevant. Good.
And overgeneralize and supporting something like.
Yeah, those are some negative ones. Good. Good. Does anyone notice there's one word in both of these that's repeated? It's in here, and it's in here twice. Can you see it?
Supporting.
Yeah. Right?
Yes.
You've got this, and it's repeated here. Right? Then you've got here, supported ideas. And actually, well-developed, that means a kind of support. Right? So the key word here for me is support. Support. What are we supporting, Ian? Supporting what?
The topic, sir.
No. What does it say here?
Main idea.
The
Main
ideas.
idea.
Okay. So what does
Yes.
that mean? Support main ideas. Anyone tell me?
The principal conclusion, or I don't know, or purpose.
Kind of, right? I'm going to put this question here. What are we supporting? In fact, I'm going to put this in here. So, what's the missing word here, guys? Anyone who's fallen asleep? What's the word here? It's obvious, isn't it? Michaela?
What is the main idea and how do we?
Main idea.
It's not, it's support, right? Sorry, my fault. What is support and how do we do it? What is it that we must support? I'll change it, okay, well, I'll change it to this. What is main idea? Right, and how do we support it? Okay, so what I want you guys to do now is write this down on a piece of paper. Okay? And we're going to discuss it in groups. And the reason we're going to discuss this is because I don't want to tell you how to write your essay. All right? I'm changing. Sometimes I'm very, very specific with what I tell you to do. Like, you must write 4 sentences. You must write 3 sentences here. Sometimes I will be very specific with you. But when it comes to task achievement, I don't want to tell you because you have to think for yourself. Okay? So I want you guys to go into groups and discuss these questions. So please write it down. What is support and how do we do it? What is the main idea and how do we support it? All right? Tell me when you're finished, please, and I'll put you into groups. What is support and how do we do it? What is a main idea and how do we support it? I've just got people going in and out at the moment. Have you finished, guys?
Yes.
Shahan is finished. Ian, have you finished? Ian, okay, so Andrea and should I call you Mihaela or should I just call you Christea?
Mihaela.
Okay, so Mihaela, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, you gotta tell me, guys. Andrea, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, go into the class, discuss this for 2 minutes, okay? You have to discuss this question. Off you go. Please, you'll see a message on your screen here. Ian, are you okay? Cool. Okay, guys, I heard some great conversations, and Andrea, actually, I think you taught me something today, so I was just explaining that to those guys, all right? Let's go through this. The first question was quite easy, wasn't it? What is support? And I'll ask Shahani just to tell us, what is support and how do we do it?
Yes. Support is about the relevant facts or the knowledge regarding the main topic, and this is a contribution to answering the question.
Okay, but be more specific. How do I support an idea? What do I do? What do I
Give
give?
the facts.
We could say the facts, and give examples.
Or
Is
the
what we want.
examples.
Right? And what else do we do, Andrea? We give examples and
Arguments.
arguments. It doesn't tend to. We don't tend. It's more like, yeah, I suppose arguments and. But what if it's not really an argumentative essay? It might just be a discuss style essay.
And
So it would
description?
be like no, an explanation. right? And you would say, this is because. Right? I'll show you in a bit more detail in a sec, right? So support is giving examples and arguments or explaining. Now, what is a main idea and how do we support it? Andrea, you gave me an amazing answer, which I didn't really sort of say at the time, but when I thought about it, I thought, oh my God, this is brilliant. What is a main idea?
You mean the answer to the question?
It is the answer. Right? We have some big problems with task achievement, right? And I think it's all to do with supporting your main idea. And the main idea is the answer to the question. All right. So how do we support it? Obviously, it's the same answer here. We give examples and we give explanations. Now, let me show you an example of an essay I've written, okay? I've made it very silly and simple. But you guys need to think about this. This is my essay, my silly essay, all right? So I'll just give you a little bit of time to read this. Tell me when you're finished reading my IELTS Task 2 essay, right? Here is the question. Lots of people eat apples. What are the advantages and disadvantages of apples? Okay. And you can see here's my essay, sorry. There's 4 paragraphs. Obviously there's a problem. Let's think about this here. So just tell me when you finish writing. So I've got lots of questions about this essay, not just the obvious ones. Finished reading, sorry. You can type in the chat box, finished. These days, lots of apples are eaten by people. In my opinion, apples have more advantages than disadvantages. Finished?
Yes.
Okay, Andrea's finished. Ian, okay, Shahani's done. Ian, Mahela, finished? Okay. This is obviously a very... Mahela, are you finished there? Have we lost you? Mahela? Nope. Okay, well, I'm going to assume that she's away from her desk or something, or having a bad connection. Okay, so obviously there's some problems here. Okay, but Shani, what's the problem with this bit here? Can you see? There's a task achievement problem here.
Yes.
What's the problem?
In terms of the disadvantage and advantages is being repeated, and then
Okay, maybe there's a bit of in terms of vocabulary, but I'm not talking about vocabulary. I'm talking about task achievement. Andrea, can you see the problem here with task achievement? Oh, this is good. No one's seeing it. Ian?
you place in this essay, you can just put I will discuss.
No. One key thing with task achievement, right, is that if they ask for your opinion, you need to give your opinion. But if they don't ask for your opinion and you give your opinion, you're going to fail on task achievement very, very hard. You're going to get level 5, maybe 4. Am I giving my opinion here? Everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Does it say give your opinion here?
No.
No.
No, right? So next week I'll be doing an entire week on IELTS writing. Okay, so don't worry if I go fast now, but every introduction needs this. What's this, Shahani?
Which one?
This sentence here in green is a, what do we call this?
Paraphrasing.
It's a paraphrase.
Paraphrase, yeah.
Sorry, you said it, Andrew, but stay with me, Shahani. Now, what's this sentence again? We just said it. What is it?
Paraphrase. And that one is
number
your
2.
opinion. Opinions.
Okay. So every introduction for an IELTS Task 2 essay has usually 3. In this case, we don't want it because it's not an opinion essay, right? So in this case, no opinion. But usually there's only 3 things you can do in your introduction. You can paraphrase the question here. You can give your opinion if necessary. Here, not necessary. What's this? Mahela, are you back? We still lost Mahela? Okay, Ian, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's this? What do we call it? Just tell me, what is the sentence doing? This is a paraphrase, right? The second one is a opinion. What's the last one?
Introductory.
Yeah, some people call this a thesis statement, but basically it's this. Just tell me, what is this? It's an introductory. It's not an introductory. It's telling. Say what you will do. Okay. These are the three components of any IELTS Task 2 introduction. Right? Paraphrase. Give your opinion if necessary. Then say what you will do. Okay. So this is kind of like foreshadowing next week where I will do this in a lot more detail. Okay. But now we have these. This is my second paragraph. Now, Ian, there's obviously a big problem with my second paragraph. What is it?
Hello, sir.
Ian, we've just talked for a long time about the word support. What's the problem here?
Yes, sir. There's no supporting idea.
There's no support, right? And this is the key. This is the key to task achievement. Okay? And there's no support here. Now we said, didn't we, Andrea, that you support by giving examples and giving.
Yes, sir.
Do we need to give an argument here, Andrea? Do I need to justify this? Is this an argument I need next? Andrea? It's more like an explanation, right?
Yeah.
And then you give an example. This is the classic thing we always do in IELTS, right? But the reason why, I want you to understand the reason why we do it. And then when you see more complicated essays, you're going to have to change this structure, okay? The reason why we say you must explain, you must give an example, is because IELTS say support ideas. What's the main idea again, Andrea? The main idea is
healthy.
it's the answer to the.
Oh yeah, the answer to the question.
Right. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of apples? Answer number 1: apples are healthy. Right. That's an advantage, isn't it? Right. Okay. I'm going to stop talking, and this is a kind of a silly exercise, but can you please write me some supporting sentences for my paragraph 2 and my paragraph 3? Okay. Just quickly. It doesn't have to be amazing, okay? Just explain why the apples are healthy. Explain why. You're nurses, you should be able to do this. And then give me an example of a type of apple that's healthy, all right? Then try this one here. Does anyone know what the word bitter means?
I do.
I do.
Yeah, what does it mean? Give me the fruit.
Lemon.
Lemon. Good stuff. I'm impressed today. Okay, fantastic. So like a lemon. So guys, please write me, I want 2 sentences for this, supporting this idea, and then I want 2 sentences for this, supporting this idea. How do you do that? Well, you have to explain, then you have to give me an example. All right? So get your pen and paper ready, please. Imagine this is an exam. You've got 3 minutes starting now. It's quite an easy idea, so it shouldn't be a problem for anyone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, off you go. Write me some support. Support these ideas, these answers to the question. Off you go. Okay, so you've got about 30 seconds left. Don't worry if you didn't finish everything. I'm going to get rid of this. Also, we have a copy here. I'll make this available on the study document. Oops. All right, so Shahani, are you there?
Yes.
Give me some support for this.
Yes. So first and foremost, apples are healthy as they are extremely rich in important antioxidants.
Okay,
That,
but here's one important thing. I want you guys to think about this. Always try and think about this in at least, you need at least 3 sentences. Okay? You need at least 3 sentences. So you're just, don't overcomplicate your first sentence because that is the answer to the question. All right? So don't overcomplicate that. Just, I already have the answer. The answer is healthy. That's it, finished. Okay?
yes.
So why don't you rephrase it a little bit? Not as, what could we say? This is because?
This is because they have they are rich in antioxidants.
Good. And what's your example?
It can help reduce the risk in developing heart diseases.
For example, they can
help reduce the risk.
Is it the antioxidants that help reducing the risk?
Yes.
Okay, so you could say these antioxidants. I don't know if that's an example. That's more of an explanation again, right? So when we ask for an example, it has to be a specific case, all right? Andrea, let's hear yours, okay?
Okay. Apples are healthy. They have a lot of vitamins and minerals which are beneficial for a good physical condition.
they have a lot of blah and blah, which are blah. Nice, good. Do you have, how's your example now? Remember, this has to fit with this. 1 and 2 and 3 have to be related. Go on.
Well, I'm not sure if it's a good one, but for instance, compared to a pack of chips filled with chemicals, an apple would give energy.
Again, so we next week, I promise I'll focus a bit more example giving. Often it's harder than you think, right? And remember that all your sentences have to link together. So it's okay, that one. It's not terrible, but I would want a specific example, right? Let's listen to Ian's. Are you ready to just read yours?
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. My example, sir. For instance, yes, or the whole writing, sir. For instance, the apples
number
harvested.
2. No, sorry, number 2
Yes,
and
sir.
number 3.
Okay, sir. This is because it is rich in vitamins and minerals. Also, most of the apples available in the market are organically produced, making it less harmful.
Okay, so look, also, say that again. Also, most of the
apples available in the market use, making it less harmful to those who will consume such food.
Okay. In the market are organically produced. Making them less. Now, what do you think? This is exactly, I'm just catching you in the act here, Ian, of doing something the whole point of this is to stop you guys doing things like this, okay? What's the problem with this, Shahani? It's a great sentence, really nice grammar. What's the problem with it, though? Andrea, Mihaela? Think about this idea of having, this is my answer to the question, right? And this is my support for the answer to the question. What's this?
That's extra information.
It's something extra, which is distracting me. It's not supporting, really. I mean, it's related to healthy, but it's actually a new idea, right? Ian, you've got another idea here. You've snuck it in. The idea is something like apples are not, many apples, some apples, are organically produced, right? And so have no pesticides, right? That's a new idea. And it's this kind of thing that leads to a lack of focus in your essay, which will give you your 6 in task achievement and not your 8 or your 7, right? So let's not be saying anything else other than a sentence supporting this, all right? Now, I'm just trying to bring her in, but I'm going to say thank you because that was a great thing to help you with, okay? Now, does anyone have one for this? Andrea, did you do one for this as well?
Not really. I just wrote if apples are not ripe enough, they might have an unpleasant taste. But this is not really an argument.
Yeah, well, good. So now you start to analyze what you're talking about. Yeah, so it's a nice conditional though, but yeah, it wouldn't fit here. Okay, Shahani, do you have something?
No, I was thinking about how apples can be bitter,
Okay.
but I couldn't
Well,
think of anything.
I always say this. Now, I don't always, it might take me a week to reply, but if you want to just write, I know it's a silly essay, but it's task achievement. It's not a language task. Okay, so if you guys want to write me a level 8 task achievement essay on this, I'll be happy to look at it for any of you, all right? So that'll take you 15 minutes if you want. Send me an email. This is informal, no charge. I'll just have a look, okay? But let me just look at this. I wrote another thing, a classic mistake. This is a little bit like Ian's thing. First and foremost, apples are healthy. Apples are also tasty. As well as being tasty, apples have beautiful colours. Apples don't cost too much money in the UK. What's the problem with this? Imagine I replace this now and I put this in my essay. Why is that not good?
There are a lot of ideas.
Yeah, how many are there, guys?
4.
4. So how many answers to the question are there here? I love this, Andrea. Thank you. How many answers to the question? Come on, Ian. Come on, Johnny.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 answers.
4 answers.
So if I've got 4 answers, I've got 4 ideas, right? And if I've got 4 ideas, I have to give support for every single idea, don't I?
Yes, with examples.
So is this going to be a long essay or a short essay?
A really long essay.
It's going to be really long because I have to now think of an example for this, right? And I have to think of, I have to explain it as well. And I have to repeat that, but I only have 40 minutes to write this essay. So my essay is not going to be very good. It's going to lack support, right? Maybe I'll run out of time here. Run out of time. So I just move on. And then someone reads it and says, oh, there's 2 ideas here, no support, task achievement level 5. Okay? So we need to try and avoid doing this. Now, how many, you know, like some people talk about IELTS essay types, right? Oops, that's my question here. People always talk about that, don't they? IELTS essay types. Shahani, you know this, don't you? You know, they're like there's all these different types of them. Yes?
Yes.
Talk to us. Give me some examples.
IELTS essay types, you give your opinion.
So there would be opinion is one type. You've also got advantages and disadvantages. What's another type? Andrea, could you help us out? Ian, what's the other type?
Problems and solutions.
Problem, solution, blah, 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 all that stuff. Okay, I want you guys to, I have taught this many times to students, but I want you guys to forget that, all right? Instead, we're going to think of it, it's not that that's not true, it's just that that means I have to teach you how to write 5 different types of essays, okay? And sometimes IELTS, they're very mean and they mix the types, they mix them up, right? So we're not going to think about it like that. All we're going to think about is there are 2 types of essays in IELTS task 1. Right? There are essays where I need 1 idea per paragraph. And what's the other type? Oops,
With
sorry.
2 ideas per paragraph.
2 ideas.
Where I need 2 ideas. So advantages and disadvantages, how many paragraphs do I need?
2 paragraphs with 2 ideas.
2 paragraphs.
2 paras, with 2 ideas each. So there'll be 4 ideas, right? Right, 2 in paragraph 1, 2 in paragraph 2,
yes.
Right? What about this? What's the one where I only need 1 idea for every paragraph? Ian, think of an essay type where you don't have to give 4 answers to the question, you only have to give 2.
Discussing both views, sir. Discussing both views.
Yeah, because you could have 1 view in one side. Yeah, that would be good. Discuss both views. Yeah, because there's only 2, isn't there? Or there could be an opinion style.
Agree,
Yeah, agree, disagree. Okay, so that would be 2 paras, 2 ideas. Okay, so that is what I want you guys to think of. Next week we're going to do loads of different types of essays together, right? And it'll either be a 2 paragraph, 2 ideas essay, or a 2 paras, 4 ideas essay. Okay, is that clear to everyone? To me, I think that's
Yes.
just unbelievably
Yes.
good. Yeah. Now, the thing I was kind of getting Andrea to talk about in her group is that this is the problem. Why are these ones the most difficult?
You need to have knowledge.
Well, they're the most difficult for task achievement because,
We need more ideas.
well, firstly, you need more ideas. That's true. And you need to support
And more support.
more ideas. So when it comes to teaching IELTS, different teachers have many different ideas about how to solve this problem, right? And I'm going to give you my solution, but I really want you guys to choose your own way and to think for yourself. Because when it comes to task achievement, it's really just about thinking for yourself, okay? Just answer that question and support your ideas. If you do that, you'll get a 7 or an 8, okay? So my solution to this, I think it's too much. Imagine we say idea 1, right? Well, we have an example, don't we, already? Print the screen. We already have an example up here. So let's come back to my apples essay. Here it is. Let's come back to this now. No, that's the wrong one, sorry. Where has it gone? Yeah, this is what you guys were saying, right? Here we go. So here's my introduction, here's my paragraph. This is paragraph 2, all right? So Shahani, are you there?
Yes.
So imagine you're in the exam, right? You've written here's your introduction. You're happy with it. You just did the green and the red. You didn't do purple, so you're like, yeah, okay? You can't believe you've got such an easy question in your exam, right? So you're like, yes, and you write this, right? Then you write your explanation. Then you write your
Yes.
example as well. So there's 3 things. What do you do next?
Next,
give
I
how-
will.
Mhm.
Yes.
Is this
For
a
the
2 ideas?
disadvantage?
Do we need 2
Yes,
or
it's
4
a 2
ideas?
idea.
So now I need, this is my idea 1, isn't it?
Yes.
So now I need to say something like, also, apples are, Andrea, what's another good thing about apples?
Tasty.
Tasty, right? Now, if we follow what I've been telling you, that means I have to write, now I have to explain that, now I have to
Explain and
give an
give
example.
example.
Now, in my opinion, that's too much for you to do in 40 minutes. So what's the solution? I'm just going to give you my solution, okay? But if you have a different one, you want to do it a different way, you can. Mine is that we've got to get rid of some of these. We can't do it all. So mine is explain here, example here. All right? Now, IELTS cannot say that you are not supporting this idea because you have an example supporting that idea, right? And IELTS cannot say that you are not supporting this idea because you have an explanation, okay? Does that make sense to you guys?
So that would be enough.
We're going to go for 4 sentences. This is my solution to the problem. But does anyone else have any other solutions? As I said, there's different ways to do this. So, Shahani, what do you reckon? Do you like my idea or do you have a different way?
Yes, your idea is okay.
It's not perfect, is it? But I always think that after I've done this for almost 3 years now, and so many students come out and they say, I ran out of time. I ran out of time. I didn't finish. So we have to do something, all right? So this is my thing. And just to finish this class, and then we'll take a break and we'll do speaking club. I'm going to invite you guys now to write me this paragraph. All right? Imagine you're in an exam It's an advantages and disadvantages essay. So you want to do 2 and 2, right? Write me one, you've got sentence 1 already. You don't need to write that sentence, that's okay. Write me one sentence explaining why apples are healthy. Try and use the word because. Healthy because, right? Then I want you to introduce this sentence here. You can use this. And then I want you to give me an example of why apples are tasty. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Go, you've got 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, off you go. And then you will read them out to each other and then we'll finish. Okay, so let me just to finish off the class, you guys can read out your sentences. I'll give you some feedback. Remember, we're not focusing on language. It's about the relationship between the ideas in the sentence, right? So, Shahani, let's have a listen to yours.
So apples are healthy because they are extremely rich in important antioxidants. Also, apples are tasty. Take Fuji apple, for example. They are very sweet and crunchy when you take a bite of it.
Okay, so you've got the other example. Where was your explanation of apples being healthy?
They are extremely rich in important antioxidants.
Ah, right. Sorry, I must have missed that. Okay, good. All right. And Andrea, can I have one from you?
Yeah. First and foremost, apples are healthy. This is because they contain a lot of minerals and vitamins.
Good. Also?
Also, apples are tasty. A clear example for that would be the apples in the market, which can taste sweeter than candies.
Good. I like this. A clear example. It's a clear example of that. Or this, right? That's a nice phrase. Oop, I can't. It's really good. Ian, Shahani, write that down. That's a great way to give an example.
Okay.
For example, this is, boom. Now that was simple, and next week we'll start, I'm going to show you how to make your language a bit more complex. But if we don't get the ideas right now, then we'll end up getting 6, even with good language. Okay, Ian, can I hear yours?
Yes, sir. First and foremost, apples are healthy because it is rich in vitamins and minerals. Also, apples are tasty. For example, those that are freshly harvested gives off a even sweeter taste compared to those apples that are overripe.
Okay, but we need to work on these examples, don't we, Ian? Because not all apples
Yes, yes.
are freshly
Yes, sir.
harvested. So is that a good example? Some apples are not, but you're saying apples are
Yes, sir.
tasty. Right? I'm
Yes,
not
sir.
saying freshly harvested ones.
Mm,
If
Yes,
it was
sir.
just freshly harvested ones, then that would be a great example.
Mm,
Okay, so thanks, guys. Now we're going to have speaking club, so I'll stop there. And basically, don't worry. I've taught in a high school native speakers, and it's the same thing, connecting sentences together, right? I've taught the same. Ian, for example, I've taught native speakers that where you say your example doesn't fit your sentence. Okay,
Yes, sir.
worry about that. Right, who wants to stay for this speaking club thing? I've got a cue card. You can just have a chat, but you don't have to. This is not a class now. Who would like to just do a bit of practice and get to know each other and that kind of thing? If you have to go, yeah, okay, cool. But if you got work or you've got sleep or anything, don't worry. You're not being rude. Shahani, Ian, do you want to stay? Or
Sir,
okay.
I'll be leaving.
Oh, okay,
Me
right.
too,
So it's
because
just
I have to prepare
Yes,
something
sir.
for tomorrow.
Yes.
that's fine because I know it's a bit later in there, so don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Andrea, me and
Yes,
you,
sir.
we can just Andrea. Why don't we do this, Andrea? We'll do a bit of speaking. I'll give you a mock test. We'll do it like that. Okay.
All right.
All
Bye,
right.
sir.
Now, guys, take care.
Bye, sir.
I'll
Thank you,
see
sir.
you
Take care,
tomorrow,
sir.
and don't forget next week's writing week. So we'll be doing writing task 2
Yes.
all week. All right.
Okay,
Take
thank
care.
you,
Yes,
Sir
sir.
Alan. Bye.
Bye bye. Okay, so Andrea, let's do like an IELTS mock test, and well, I'll stop the recording. How about that? We have to edit this class.
Yeah.